As a guy, I never thought I would ever be interested in doing counted cross stitch. I will go through some of the things that deal with this hobby of mine that I have been doing for the last 20 years. May you find a reason to start this hobby or to pick it up again. If not, you may find the information helpful to you on why some people are drawn to cross stitch. When I first started to do cross stitch, I saw that my mother was working on a small project and it looked pretty easy to do. So I begged and begged and begged my mother to teach me and to show me how to do cross stitch. And after begging her so much, she gave in and showed me a few things. I kept doing cross stitch. I started out with a small project and moved on to bigger ones over the years. And to make a long story short, I have gotten so good that I am better than my mother is in doing counted cross stitch. Today I will tell you how to get started doing cross stitch and some of the things you will need, as well as tips that I have learned over the years. How to get started with a cross stitch kit. Some of the topics are going to be finding a center of the fabric, different types of fabric and patterns, different tools you can use, and the downfalls. How to get started doing cross stitch with a kit. To begin, you need to choose a kit, and the place you can get a kit is Michael's or the internet. But you are just if you're just starting out, you may want to find a place like Michael's in your own area, because the sites that I have seen on the internet all have big projects and very few small projects that I can see. Once you have a kit, you want to have a kit that you want to do, open it up and separate the different threads you have. As you do so, attach the threads to a card that has holes and mark what color they are on the card. Once that is done, you can look at the pattern. Sometimes the pattern is on the fabric, but most times it is on a separate piece of paper. If you come across one that is on the fabric, it is still okay. The only downfall to that is that the pattern might not be lined up with the holes on the fabric, and if that happens, then you need to make sure that you cover all the parts of the pattern so none of it shows. Now, getting back to ones that are not on the fabric. To find the middle of the fabric, fold the fabric into a square. Your needle probably is stuck in the fabric in one corner. Take it and stick the needle in the corner where all four squares meet in the middle of the fabric. That is your starting point. Then look at the pattern and find which color or colors you need and the symbol that goes with them. The upside of no pattern on the fabric is that if you mess up, no one will know that you did unless you tell them. The different type of fabric are linen and Aida cloth, and there might be others, but I have only come across these two types. Most kits come with Aida cloth included. The count of the cloth is a 14 count in most kits. The higher the count in the cloth, the smaller the holes are. The smaller the number, the bigger the holes are in the cloth. For someone that is starting with cross stitch, I would stick with the fabric that comes with the kit. The ones that have been doing cross stitch for a while may want to try linen because I have heard that it holds up better than Aida cloth. There are many colors in Aida. Some of them are red, black, tan, white, and off-white. In linen there are white, black, tan, and off-white. Some of the tools that you will use are needles, scissors, and hoops. I would pick up extra needles just in case your needle breaks or you lose it by dropping it. The scissors, you can use any pair of scissors, but you may want to get a small traveling set of scissors. The hoop is a good tool, but there is a downfall to the hoop. If you pull the fabric too tight, you might stretch the fabric so it does not keep its shape. Some tips are that every time before you pick up the cross stitch, you should wash your hands. The reason I say this is because after you are finished with the project and you go to wash the cross stitch, it will not be as dirty as it could have been if you had not washed your hands. Another tip is that once you start to make an X, you need to keep making them all the same way, because if you do not, you can tell later where you changed the way you did the X's a different way. Once you are ready to start, get the threads and fold it in half, then thread your needle and find the center of the fabric and go through the upper right hole of the upper right hole to the lower left hole. Pull the needle through as well as the thread until you get to a loop. Then stick the needle through the loop and go back through the lower left corner. Then go through the upper left corner or the lower right corner to finish the X. Finish the X and repeat the process. I hope the information that I have covered will help you want to pick up a project that you had started or thought of trying cross stitch, and will give you the courage to do so. But hopefully the information I have covered will help you to understand all the work that goes into making a cross stitch, and help you appreciate the next time you come across a cross stitch that someone has